Hi, I'm Sarah. Jenna had always been meticulous about details, but when she declared her wedding an adults-only event, it threw a wrench into what I had assumed would be a straightforward family celebration. Michael and I never expected our little Emily to be at the center of such a controversial decision. "Can you believe this?" I muttered as I reread Jenna's text. It wasn't just any text, it was a demand, clear and uncompromising. Michael leaned over, his eyes scanning the bright screen of my phone. "It's her wedding, Sarah. Maybe we should just respect her wishes," he suggested, always the one to keep the peace. "But it's Emily's aunt. She should be there. It's a family event, isn't it?" My voice cracked as frustration bubbled up. Michael sighed, running a hand through his hair. "She says she wants a sophisticated atmosphere, cocktails, speeches, that might not be suitable for kids. Maybe it's not that unreasonable." I shook my head, unsatisfied. "It's not just about the wedding, Mike. It's about her always pushing our family aside. Remember last Christmas when she conveniently forgot to invite us to her holiday party?" "Yeah, but that was." "And what about her birthday last month? She invited every cousin but us." I cut him off, not wanting to hear the excuses. Michael didn't respond immediately, his expression showing his attempt to find a diplomatic answer. "Look, I know it seems bad, but maybe this is just Jenna being, well, Jenna." "That's exactly the problem, Michael. It's always just Jenna until someone gets hurt. This time it's Emily." I paused, feeling the weight of my words. Emily was young, sure, but she understood when she was being left out. "Mommy, why can't I go to Aunt Jenna's wedding? Did I do something wrong?" Emily's small, unsure voice came from the doorway. She clutched her teddy bear, her eyes wide and worried. "Sweetie, no, you didn't do anything wrong." I knelt down, pulling her into a hug. "This has nothing to do with you. It's just adults being overly complicated." "But I can be quiet. I can be good," she bargained, breaking my heart. I stroked her hair, looking over her head at Michael, who watched us with a pained expression. "We'll have our own party here, okay? Just as fun." Emily nodded slowly, not entirely convinced but mollified for the moment. "This isn't right, Michael. It's not just about a party or a wedding. It's about Jenna treating our family like we're optional. I'm tired of making excuses for her behavior." Michael was quiet for a long moment before finally nodding. "What do you want to do then? Confront her?" "Not yet. I think we need to talk to the others, see if they feel the same way. Maybe if we're united, Jenna will realize she can't just dismiss her family. And if she doesn't, at least we'll know where we stand. But either way, I'm not letting this slide, not anymore." As Michael and I planned our next steps, I couldn't help but feel a mix of dread and determination. I loved Jenna, she was family, but it was time to address the growing rift her actions were causing. It wasn't just about an adults-only wedding anymore. It was about ensuring our family didn't fragment under the weight of unspoken tensions and unresolved grievances. We had barely put the issue of the adults-only wedding behind us when a new message from Jenna pinged my phone. Our list of demands for the wedding attendees was growing bizarre by the day. I read the latest update aloud. Now she wants everyone to wear black or white. No exceptions. Even the children invited to the reception have to adhere to this. Michael raised an eyebrow. "Isn't that a bit much? It's a wedding, not a gala. And get this, she's also banning anyone from wearing heels higher than 3 inches, claiming it'll ruin the aesthetic of her photos." "That's controlling." Michael's voice was flat, his usual patience with Jenna wearing thin. I nodded, scrolling through more messages. "There's more. She's assigning seating at the reception and separating married couples to encourage mingling." Separating couples. That's going to upset a lot of people, not just us. The more I read, the clearer it became Jenna wasn't just being particular. She was being deliberately difficult. I knew we had to act. A few days later, Michael and I invited Jenna's brother David and his wife Linda over to discuss our concerns. Once we were all seated in the living room, I broached the subject. "Have you guys noticed anything off about Jenna's wedding plans?" David exchanged a look with Linda before nodding. "Yeah, the rules are getting out of hand. Linda's upset about the no heels rule." Linda chimed in. "It's not just the heels, David. She's trying to control every little detail about everyone's appearance and behavior. It's like she doesn't trust us to behave at a wedding." Michael leaned forward, his tone serious. "It's more than just the wedding. We think Jenna's behavior is a symptom of something bigger. She's been manipulative and dishonest. David frowned. What do you mean? We started noticing patterns. Remember when she claimed she hadn't received the family reunion invites? Turns out she lied because she didn't want to attend. Linda gasped. Really? But why lie? We all understood she was busy with work. And there's more, I added. She's been isolating relatives. Jenna had a way of distancing herself from anyone who disagreed with her or didn't fit the image she wanted to project. It was as if she was parading her family. David rubbed his chin thoughtfully. I had no idea it was this bad. What do you suggest we do? Michael spoke up. We're thinking of confronting her together. If we present a united front, maybe she'll realize she can't treat family like this. Linda nodded in agreement. We're with you. Family should be about support, not control. With David and Linda on board, Michael and I spent the next few days gathering more examples of Jenna's manipulative tactics. We discreetly reached out to other family members who might have been affected, and each conversation revealed more layers to Jenna's behavior, confirming our suspicions. The day before we planned to confront Jenna, Michael and I reviewed everything we had learned. The living room was strewn with notes and printouts of texts, a testament to the extent of Jenna's manipulation. Michael sighed, looking over the evidence. Do you think she'll listen to us? I don't know, I admitted, but we have to try, for the family's sake. Determined, we set our plan into motion, hoping to bridge the growing rift before it tore our family apart. The confrontation would be difficult but necessary. Jenna needed to understand that her actions had consequences, not just for her wedding day, but for our family relationships long after the festivities ended. The wedding reception was in full swing, the hall beautifully decorated and filled with laughter and chatter. But underneath the celebratory atmosphere, tension simmered like a hidden current. Michael and I exchanged a glance, the weight of our decision pressing down on us as we approached the main table where Jenna was holding court among a few relatives. I felt Michael squeeze my hand. This was it. Jenna, can we talk for a moment in private? I tried to keep my voice even. She turned to us, her smile faltering slightly. Now, Sarah, it's my wedding day. Can it wait? It's about the wedding, actually. It's important, I insisted. Reluctantly, she excused herself from the table and followed us to a quieter corner of the hall. What's so important that it couldn't wait until after my honeymoon? Jenna's tone was sharp, her eyes narrowing. Michael started, Jenna, we've all noticed certain demands you've made that have upset quite a few people here. She scoffed, looking around nervously. It's my wedding. I wanted it to be perfect. It's more than that, I cut in. You've lied to family members, isolated those who don't agree with you, and manipulated many situations to your benefit. Jenna's face hardened. You have no idea what you're talking about. That's where you're wrong, Michael said, pulling out a folder. We've talked to everyone and gathered evidence. Her eyes widened as Michael began laying out printouts of messages, emails, and testimonies from various family members. The evidence of her manipulations was undeniable. You went behind my back on my wedding day. Jenna's voice was a mix of disbelief and anger. It had to be today, Jenna, I replied firmly, before your actions tear this family apart even more. The confrontation drew the attention of nearby guests, whispers swirling around us. David and Linda joined us, their expressions serious. Jenna, we're not attacking you. We want to understand why, David said, his voice calm but firm. Understand? You think airing our dirty laundry in public is trying to understand? Jenna retorted, her voice rising. Linda stepped in. It's not just about today. You've been pushing us away for months, maybe longer. We just want the truth. The room fell silent as more family members gathered around, drawn by the commotion. Jenna looked around, her facade beginning to crack under the pressure of the public gaze. I did what I thought was best for me. I'm tired of always accommodating everyone else's feelings. Why is my happiness always the last priority? Her voice broke, revealing a glimpse of vulnerability. You're not the only one in this family, Jenna, Michael said gently. We all need to work together, not just for weddings or events, but as a family. Maybe I went too far, Jenna admitted, her voice softer now. But I felt like I had to. Jenna admitted, her voice trembling slightly. That's why we need to talk, not just lay blame, I suggested. Let's figure this out as a family. As Michael and I stepped back to allow others to speak with Jenna, I felt a cautious sense of hope. Today had been painful, but perhaps it was the first step toward healing. We hadn't expected to fix everything at once, but starting the conversation was essential. The weeks following Jenna's wedding were a period of reflection and reckoning within our family. Michael and I found ourselves in an unusual position. Initially, many have viewed our actions at the wedding as disruptive, even inappropriate. But as time passed and tempers cooled, a different perspective emerged. You did what needed to be done, Aunt Marlene told us one Sunday afternoon, her voice low but firm. It wasn't easy, but it was necessary. Her words were echoed by others, affirming that bringing the truth to light, however uncomfortable, was crucial for the health of our family. Despite the support, the experience had left its mark on Michael, Emily, and me. We had seen the strain that secrets and dishonesty could place on relationships, and we were determined to foster a different environment in our own home, one rooted in honesty and integrity. We need to make sure Emily grows up knowing the value of truth, Michael said one evening as we watched her play in the living room, her laughter a balm to the recent tensions. I agree, I replied, watching our daughter with a mixture of pride and resolve. She should understand that being honest might not always be easy, but it's always worth it. With this in mind, we began to implement small but significant changes at home. We made it a point to discuss our days openly during dinner, sharing not just our triumphs but also our challenges. Emily, young as she was, took to these conversations with enthusiasm, often surprising us with her insight. We should always tell each other the truth, right, Mommy? She asked one night, her earnest eyes searching mine. Absolutely, even when it's hard. As Michael and I rebuilt our bonds with some family members, we also explored ways to help the family as a whole move forward. We organized monthly family meetings, creating a space for everyone to share feelings and concerns in a structured, respectful environment. It wasn't a complete solution, but it was a start, a way to mend the frayed edges of our family tapestry. Through these meetings, we gradually saw shifts in attitudes. Conversations that had once been dominated by superficial chatter now delved deeper, addressing real issues. Jenna herself began to participate, her demeanor subdued but open. It was a slow and sometimes painful process, but it was progress. Looking back, the journey from confrontation to healing had been arduous and fraught with obstacles. Yet, standing by the values we held dear had led to a stronger, more connected family dynamic. Michael, Emily, and I had not only preserved our integrity, but had also played a part in steering our family toward a future where honesty wasn't just valued, it was lived. As we moved forward, it was with the knowledge that while the path of truth was rarely easy, it was always unequivocally right. That wraps up our story. If you were in Sarah and Michael's shoes, would you have confronted Jenna at her wedding? Or would you have chosen a different time and place to address the issues? What do you think is the right balance between maintaining peace and addressing toxic behavior in a family? Please share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. Your insights not only help enrich our discussions but also bring different perspectives to light. And if you enjoyed this story and the conversation it sparks, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. Your support helps us keep these stories coming and the discussions going. Thank you for watching, and I look forward to reading your comments.